You are very humble. You are very humble. You have a very receptive, fair mind. Like, I feel like you consider the emotions of other people, or you just have a lot of empathy for others. And you may have felt like your empathy or your very sensitive heart, you may have made people almost feel like uneasy in your presence. And I feel like it's because you don't have anything to prove. Like, you don't have any enemies. You are not one to compete or to fight. I feel like you can be confrontational if need be. Like, if you need to speak on certain things, or if you feel like, but I feel like you don't go out of lengths to try to make somebody understand you. Like, I feel like that's something that you've learned is like detachment. Okay, like, you can't make people see, you can't make people understand your language, or like understand where you're coming from all the time. I'm almost getting like your silence is louder. Like, your silence is what, it's like you have this silent confidence, or like this quiet confidence. But I feel like you've learned how to master your detachment. Like, you've learned how to really regulate your emotions, or there's something about you being very self-regulated in times of, you know, high stress or conflict or tension. Like, I feel like things in your life are balancing out in an emotional scale, like on a mental and spiritual level. It really feels like things may have been chaotic or tumultuous. And I feel like you have your new, like, you're stepping into this reality of more peace here. Like, more peace. I feel like you're less detached on things that are outside of your control. And you're more focused on what is in the realm of your control, which is your emotions. Like, recognize you're really maturing in that aspect of like knowing when to pull away, knowing when to walk, you know, put the fight down or detach. Because I feel like you've been thrown a lot of situations, or you've been put in situations where you're not having a safe space to feel your emotions, or there's something about you being your own safe space, and it's like you're like illuminating people's chaos within themselves. Like, you illuminate people's darkness, or there's something about you illuminate people's resistance to like being in the present, being mindful of your thoughts and feelings. Like, it feels like you're very powerful. Like, you're extremely powerful. And it's like you don't have any enemies, but you have a very deep, loving heart. And I feel like you've been thrown into situations, but I feel like you don't have a victim mentality when it comes to your circumstances. I feel like you're outgrown. Like, you've healed a lot of your inner child. And again, like, coming back to the detachment energy, it's like you're mentally more discerning, or like there's something about you being more regulated in your emotions, or more discerning, more intuitively led. Like, you're led more by your intuition than anything else. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like your mindset is what you've been putting in the work towards integrating more abundance. And this is why it's like you are led with your soul. Like, you're led by your higher self. You're led by spirit. The Sun card, you're literally led with love, because you're made of love. You recognize that you are made of love. And I feel like you see that everybody is a catalyst in your life. So it's like you being so open and receptive to learning through the lens of others. You're more in tune with the universe. You're more open and receptive to growth. And I feel like that's what makes you a master alchemist in this life, okay? Like, you have this deep connection within yourself. And again, throughout all of your life, you haven't felt this empowered. I feel like you're more empowered in your energy than you've ever felt. And for that, you should be so very proud of yourself, because you've come a long way into moving things in a positive direction for you. And I feel like people really hold you in such a high regard. Like, you're very respected. You're seen through the lens of like power, because you devote yourself to purpose. You devote yourself to standing in your light. You allow yourself to radiate. You allow yourself to be received. You don't shy away from confrontation, because you know that, but you also know when to balance that out. There's almost like this, you have a very balanced mindset. Like, there's something about your energy being very balanced between feminine and masculine energy, where you know when to speak truth, but you also know how to be in your feminine. You know how to be nurturing. You know how to speak with love, and not with, like, you take initiative in conversation. You know how to stand in your voice. But you also are very regulated within yourself enough to know when to pause, know when to step back. And, again, speak your truth, but don't convey it. Don't try to force your truth, right? And I feel like my throat chakra just tried to grow out. That's weird. Like, you speak your truth, but you're not going to force your truth. Like, you don't try to convince people to understand you. And that's where, like, it's mic drop. Like, you speak your truth, people receive it, or they don't. And you're going to keep shining. You're the star and the Ace of Swords. Like, again, you have a massive breakthrough within your reality. Massive breakthroughs, like timeline shifts, because you're evolving on a soul level. Like, you are very mindful of your existence. You know, like, how much you are willing to give in this world, willing to receive in this world. And you're finding you're a teacher and a student. It's like you are allowing yourself to learn through the reflection of others. You're learning how to learn from the universe, learning from the world, and being open to learning. But you're also using this as your teachings, knowing, like, the work you're learning from is going to a higher purpose. Like, you're taking it in, but you're not absorbing everything around you. So you're mastering the art of detachment. Like, you're literally a divine being. Like, the laws of the universe are integrated in your being, and you are evolving your soul. You're evolving. You're on the precipice of major breakthroughs. Four of Wands. Like, your mind is your greatest fucking, like, magic. You're just pure magic. The Justice, like, you're literally pure magic. Your mind is your greatest tool, asset that you'll ever have. And I feel like you become this light. You've become so purposeful. So keep fucking shining, keep going. I'm sending you so much love, and I do offer readings if you feel called to dive in further, and I'll be here when you're ready.